Good morning to my teacher friends out there. I just wanted to share some things with you this morning. My heart is singing for joy this morning. A miracle has happened. The light of understanding has shone upon my pupils' face and in their mind. And behold, all things have changed. These are things that I've seen as a teacher. All of a sudden, you think that what you're giving them has passed all the way through their ears and out the other side. And from their freshman year, maybe their sophomore year, they just sort of looked at you with a blank stare. And then in their junior year, all of a sudden, somebody else comes out of their mind and their body, their soul, and they are a new person. Something has happened. Something changed. Something clicked inside, and something that you said starts to make sense to them. I'd like to read something from a former pupil that sent me this, and it's not from something that I gloat about or anything else. It's not something I give. It's freely given, and when something comes back to you, and someone tells you about it, you know that you're doing the right thing. Thank you for supporting me at school. My good performance here wouldn't have happened without you making me believe in myself and have the potential of a leader. When I received this back from a student, this is a student that thrived, it went on at the Marine Corps, performed exceptionally, was the top of his class, and later on, I found out that he was the security force at the White House as a young Marine, opening and closing the door and protecting the President of the United States. If someone has encouraged you as a child or as a person or as a young adult so you could reach out for the stars or influenced who you are today, thank that teacher. Go back and tell them what they meant to you, because they'll never know. They're teaching in a sterile classroom, a rectangle, and they don't get very much feedback later on when they graduate and they go on to greater things. Why I fight this battle of education Armageddon and the decline of the education system? It is because I think we're going in the wrong direction. We're not touching the hearts of these students. What we're doing is we're mundanely going through a set of lessons, and we're not providing any enthusiasm or any motivation, and we're not showing the love of what we're teaching. We're not giving this aura that why we're here is for a purpose, and we enjoy imparting this knowledge. We don't say enough about it. We blindly go through a rigorous amount of chapters, lessons, lesson plans, overheads, Venn diagrams, and what are we getting? What's our results? What's our data? And the only way we're going to find that out is if we look at the students and we see what their progress are. If they're not making progress in 4 years in high school, something's wrong with our teaching style. Something has died inside of our educated brain, and all of the lessons and the tutoring and the master teachers that taught us, something is lacking, and something was not taught us properly when we were coming up as a young teacher. I'd like to remind everyone, when we talk about a nation in crisis, we're also talking about a crisis in education and who is leading and who's the leader in that educational institution. And I'd like to postulate that basically the leader is the teacher, not the administration, not the counselor, not the department head, but the teacher in that classroom that looks directly at the students and communicates their love for that student and love for imparting the knowledge that they have. I'd like to spend the rest of the time just discussing what basically most teachers know or been taught is about the first weeks of school by building a discipline plan. A discipline plan comes from a disciplined teacher. We talk about the definition of terms and also the authority in the classroom, the teacher. The first few weeks of school, the competencies and power, are basically the attractiveness of your subject, your expertise, the reward that the students get, out of giving them this knowledge. And the cohesiveness in the classroom. What's the glue in the classroom? And legitimate reason for you being there as a teacher, and the legitimate reason for the students to be there and why they're there. We always talk about the first few weeks of pre-planning, the phone contacts, finding out who the students are in the classroom, and spending your time introducing yourself to the parents. And that means calling them. If they're not there, you have to talk to them by whatever means is possible. Making sure that you talk to the administration about open houses and having more of them, and inviting parents, and using all kind of techniques you possibly can to induce them to come. Remember the rules of collaboration. Teachers collaborate with other teachers. Don't sit in that rectangular classroom. Go out to other teachers in the other classrooms and talk about things that work for them. Do not try to think that you have all the answers. And remember dangerous behavior, not only of the students, but also of the teacher and the way they talk to the students. Remember the content of the lesson. The content also means what you put up in your classroom. Do you make it enjoyable? Do you make it feel like a home or a place where people can feel like they have a safe space? Room management, making sure that people are sitting by other students that will help them, and if there's a problem, move them. When we talk about instructional management, we talk about basically the love of what you're doing, the love of your subject. What will that do for the student that's sitting in front of you? Each individual one of them. How will that help them in the future? That's the only thing I wanted to go over today, is building a disciplined plan, a disciplined classroom, but also realizing that we also have to think about the values that we're partaking and giving to the students, and making sure that we're not just giving a cold recitation of something that we've learned that's in our mind, and how are we going to transmit that to the students sitting in front of us, looking at us with their eyes, saying, "Teacher, teach me something, motivate me, give me something I can use throughout my whole life." And I end with the young man that I started off with. Thank you for giving me confidence in myself when I didn't have it. Thank you for believing in me. Remember, each one of these students wants you to believe in them and to teach them, teacher. Okay, I'll sign off on Education Armageddon. This is one way to fix the educational system. I hope this turned on a light bulb in your minds, teachers. And I hope some of you will tune in and respond back. Please get on my website and tell me whether I'm going in the right direction or not. And I'm helping you so I don't just shoot out things on the airwaves. God bless and have a great day.